Hey, this is what's coming up, Jay.
Hey, how y'all doing? So we were stretching before we went live. I said, let's just go ahead and go live.
It's a good stretch when you put your arms back like that and you feel your chest open.
Especially when you laugh that sigh, like.
Yeah, feel better. Feel better.
Yeah, got more room, got more space.
I know, it's like your bones get compacted when you're sitting there. Your thing is like coming together.
Yeah,
and you have to. You can explain it better than me, but y'all, everything comes together and you have to open it back up.
You do, though. You really, really do. Anyone who knows anything about me know I'm a stretch. I looked at the screen and Dr. Sue was stretching. I ran and got my yoga block. Actually, I just leaned down and got my yoga block. What's up? Who in the room? I see eyes in here, but ain't nobody saying hello. Good evening. How are you?
How's your day?
Believe what?
It's almost
September.
It's August. It's the end of August.
Yeah,
Seemed like it was just January. I mean, really.
It seemed like it was just 2020.
Time. The old I don't know if my time is speeding up. Hi, Tim. I don't know if time is speeding up or not. I just know that it seems like it's going mighty, mighty fast. Either it's going faster, I'm going slow, but I need to get in sync with it, or it needs to get in sync with me.
Now we gonna be all right. I'm trying to see what's going on in the building. I see Nicole Roberta in the building. Listen, these my partners. You know what I mean?
Hey y'all, what y'all want to talk about tonight?
Yeah, what y'all want us to talk about tonight? I said, yeah, this life is going fast. It really is. Look, running.
I like that.
What you been up to? We gotta talk. Me and her, we gotta talk. We doing things. When I tell y'all, this is what's coming up for me, Dr. Sue. Sometimes, even though it seems as if you are in a place of hiding, or you seem as if you've like drawn back, and it's just kind of like, here I go again. I don't want to do it again. You know what I mean? Because you can feel yourself going there. But if you can just say, oh, back into it, I'm telling you, things start to show up. It might not even cushion your fall, but it'll fall with you. Like, you ready?
I like that it'll fall with you, but isn't that the nature? This is what we have to really, I think, hone in on. It is the nature of life. There is something within us, a part of our programming, whether we are aware of it or not, is that we are seeking an opportunity for there to be smooth sailing, for it to always be the same. And when we do, in our minds, if we can get there, then in our minds, we will think that I've made it. I've made it. That is the mythical happy ever after.
Yeah.
But I don't want to bust anybody's bubble. I'm just saying. It just don't happen that way. And so what we have to do, be like the surfer and learn to ride the waves. Ride the waves of life. And sometimes those waves are going to take you up, and sometimes they're going to take you down. But your task, my task, is to strive to stay in the middle, to really to focus on those high highs, but understand that you're not going to have them every day. Right. We're not going to have them all the time, and they're not going to last. It's not that Cinderella happy ever after ending. It's just not. But this is when we shift into talking about what gives me joy. right? Because those high highs is like, oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. I am so happy. But the happy is fleeting. The joy is what stays. The joy is like the foundation. And so when we have those moments where when we're lifing and lifing gets us down, and the joy is what keeps us from staying down there. The realization that I'm still moving, I'm still breathing. All of these organs within me, everything within me is working without me having to say, breathe, girl, breathe. Without me having to tell my heart to beat. I mean, when you think about the blood is running warm through your body and your organs are functioning the way that they should be functioning, that's when you think about, I've got joy, joy in the living, joy in lifing, as we say. Happiness, when I was young, I just wanted to be happy all the time. I just wanted to have that up, 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 up energy. But as I have matured, as I have aged, y'all, like a fine wine, I'm just saying. What I what I know is that life don't happen like that, right? And it's okay. This is what we need to embrace life. We should embrace life the way we are lifing.
Right.
That makes sense. As opposed to living in a mythical world of non-reality.
Right.
The non-reality that is our programming, that we're gonna meet that prince and he's gonna not be a frog. We're gonna kiss him. And I'm not talking about a person, I'm talking about life. We're talking about life is just gonna open up and everything's gonna flow. Even the richest people in the world, no matter how you count rich, whether it is rich in terms of health, whether it is rich in terms of intellectual ability, whether it is rich in terms of relationships, in terms of money, even those people have the ups and the downs. And none of those things are enough to keep you forever up in the, oh, getting happy. The happy comes here. And I have just got to a point of, if you ask me if I'm happy, I'm going to tell you, yes, I am. But it's more of a, it's like a more subdued kind of energetic vibe. It happy in that I'm solid, right? I'm solid because I know what I know, what I know. And I know that regardless of what happens, I am all right. And I'm better than all right. And if I'm going through some stuff, the key words, the key phrase is, I'm going through, I'm still moving. I know that nothing lasts forever. Y'all, even the bullshit don't last forever. You just keep moving. Just keep moving. That's what I've learned. That's what's coming up for me today, y'all. And the other thing that's coming, I'm gonna let Carrie respond to that. But the other thing that's coming up for me is, y'all, did you ever notice? It's probably just me. I love spending other people's money, but I don't want to spend mine. I am here. My brother, and he and his wife are helping me get my house together, right? And as long as we're spending their money, I'm happy. But now we're at the point where he said, okay, my sister, it's your time. It's on you.
Let's just get some more money then. More money. Let's just get some more money. We're just going to get some more money.
So I want to talk about that money mindset where it's okay to spend somebody else's money, but when I start thinking about mine, it's like all of that programming has been coming to bear. It's like, why don't I want to spend my money? And I will come back to this later, but let's talk about your happy, Carrie.
My happy resides in the awareness that I have that it only resides in me.
Yeah.
It's not pertaining to anyone else. It has nothing to do with anyone. It doesn't rely on anyone else. It doesn't call out to anyone else. It doesn't need anyone else. It doesn't not need anyone else because there is me and happy. I don't need a reason.
Yeah.
I don't need a reason. I mean, I've been in too many situations in which I was happy to think that there's any situation that I could be happy.
Mm.
You know,
Now that right there is deep. Let's
I'm happy.
explore that some more. Dig there a little bit.
Big right there.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay, so I'm gonna start where I usually finish in telling my story. I had convinced myself that it was easier to kill myself than
Mm-hmm.
now. It doesn't take a rocket science to figure out that I had been telling myself something long enough that it had done such a deep trench that I had imploded inside with myself.
Yeah.
If everything that can happen to me happens from the inside, whether it's good or bad, then that means I get to decide all things that happen. And if it's a choice, I choose happiness every single time. I'm echoing. Do you feel it?
There is an echo. Yes.
Yes, bad echo. Is your volume up loud? Let me see. I got some headphones around here somewhere. Woo, that's gonna make me want to stretch again. Woo, I do. Wait a minute, let me get this side. Oh yeah, I got some headphones around here somewhere because I don't want the echo. But it said what it says. My mindset on the money. Hey, you know, let's get more money. So yeah, happiness though. And me and a new friend of mine was having a conversation about abundance and how abundance is so easy for people to think of money when they think of abundance. And I was just sharing a story about myself, about how money has always been that thing that I've been able to prove that you don't have to have and make it look good.
Mm-hmm.
You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Not have a dime, not have a thing, still show up, still make ends meet, still support people,
Mm-hmm.
still create things, and still eat good. Not a bill missed. And make it look good because I decided I'm fine. I decided I'm fine. It doesn't matter what happened out here. Like I am so fine. I am so good. And she made me aware of something that I did not even realize that I should be so grateful for. Is that I learned what abundance was without money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't learn that lesson without money. You know, I literally am provided for every time I need something that shows up. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a friend. It could be an idea. It could be a ride. It could be a bill being paid, a check in the mail that I don't know where it came from, a gift card that a friend sent to me for referring a friend to her, a client to her. All these things. Or a friend come to visit me and bring in Sharpies because y'all Sharpies are not cheap. But I needed new Sharpies, and Sharpie showed up in the form of a friend. How beautiful is that? I am abundance. I am abundance. It's not I receive abundance. No, I am
Yeah.
abundance. I've never lacked in anything. I went through my mother's room by myself and I grew my arms and my legs.
Yeah.
And there's curly ass hair, you know.
But that's amazing, and it is certainly, I believe, the way we should be. Hey, y'all, but I have to tell you that that was not my story.
Yeah.
And my story was probably like so many people's story. in that I didn't understand the true meaning of abundance. And I equated abundance with money. And when I didn't have money, my whole world was just upside down. It's
Yeah.
like when I had money, I was right with the world, girl. I had it going on. And, what do they say? I had all of that and then some.
Bag of
But
chips.
when you get funny, and my mindset got funny as well, and my energy got funny, and my
Yeah.
outlook on life got funny, and how I showed up for myself and for other people got real funny, to the extent that sometimes I couldn't move, I couldn't negotiate, I couldn't navigate, because for me, my programming was, if you don't have money, then you don't have anything. Because as I was, and it wasn't that anybody that I can recall, nobody ever said that to me, but all of those messages that are unspoken, that are there in society, that it's like you can't not hear them, because they're on television, they are in the news, they are, and anymore, they are social media, all of this false reality of social media is all about the glitz and the glamour and the money.
Right.
Um, and so that was me. It's like if I didn't have money, I wasn't anybody. I wasn't anything. And I have had to, I didn't know that abundance, let me put it this way. In my mind, abundance equaled money equaled abundance. There wasn't anything else in that equation. So if I took the money out, then abundance equal nothing, because there was that void, right? And
Gotcha.
so what I have had to do is work on my mindset and understand, where did this come from? Why is it? Well, first of all, even to have the awareness that, wow, there's another meaning for abundance. Wow, despite all the money that you had, that you made, you still were equating abundance with money, and that's not what it is at all. And I honestly have to say, I would like to say that this is a lesson that I learned many years ago, but that would be such a lie. And I tell all my business, and
Yeah.
because I
Tell
know
it. You better tell it.
I know I'm not by myself. And so what I will say to you is that I am so grateful to Lisa Nichols, who is my mentor, for her work and her book on Abundance Now. And if
Yeah.
you have not read that book, then that is a phenomenal book. And she even has, like, I think, a 28-day program that's it's a token amount, and it used to be online. I don't know what if it's still there, but the work that I did with her, which really caused me to look at who I was being and how I was being, and the stories that I was telling myself that were controlling me, gave me a whole different outlook on what abundance is. And it was only through that work that I began to see, damn, I am abundant in the fact that I woke up this morning. Do you know how many people didn't wake up this morning?
I know that's right. I
Here
mean,
I
you
am,
this is not common.
I've been through this whole day. I've been having conversations with wonderful people, wonderful friends. I've been touching lives and being touched by lives. What's abundance, y'all? Because so many people have nobody that they're touching. So many people have, I mean, they are just isolated, right? And granted, I don't have people right here with me, but I got Carrie where she is. I got my friend Christina Johnson in Atlanta. I got my other friends in Atlanta. I got people in Canada. I got people in London. I got people, y'all. I got people that care about me, that gave me, not to mention my family right here, but I got people that gave me a whole different perspective on what relationships and friendships all really mean. And I got a whole new understanding of abundance. Abundance is not equal money. Certainly, I'm still gonna be true, y'all. Now, I like having money. All those people that say money is the root of all evil, that is BS. You got it. It says the love of money. And so I have worked on not having that love of money to the extent that I had it. But I can do so much more for everybody if I have money than I can if I don't. Now, that is just a fact. And
That's
my whole purpose in being here in the world is to help other people, to support them as best I can. So, my thoughts on money.
yeah. And that's a good lesson to learn because, you know, even though I was on the other side of it coming into it, you had your lesson on one side figured out. Now I'm figuring out that side, the actually money part. You know, I learned about abundance before money was added, but now I'm at that point. So it's just like two sides of the same, same coin. You know, so it's lessons to be learned no matter where you start and where you're on your way to where you are now. You know, we all get to these hurdles when it comes to abundance of any kind, abundance of health or time,
Mhm.
abundance of children or help, assistance. You know, with
And how
especially
about this one, Carrie? How about this one? Abundance of freedom.
yeah, yeah,
Freedom.
of space and time.
Yeah.
Absolutely, to be able to do whatever you want to do. And that is important to realize all of the facets and see what area is it that you seem to be in this lack mindset. And if you can focus on that, then you can reverse engineer that and pour abundance into that area of your life. Or amplify the abundance in other areas of your life to spill over into that because you know where your energy goes, it grows. And so when you focus on those things that you are abundant and start using those resources instead of maybe taking them for granted, then
And when
that
you focus on that, that on where you already are abundant, you're just creating more, which then, excuse me for cutting in, which then gets to that point of share the wealth. It's not for
right.
you to hold on to. You become more abundant when you share what you have than
Mm-hmm.
if you just hold on to it. You know, my mama used to do this thing. And my mama died in 1988, she's still very much part of me. But she used to do this thing. She'd tell me, hold out your hand. And then she'd say, okay, make a fist, right? And she said, nothing can get in there. She said, nothing can get out, but nothing can get in. And so when you're in a space of becoming abundant, you got to open all of you.
Mm-hmm.
When you open all of you receive more and you have more to give. And it becomes like a continuous cycle. You're just getting more and more and you're giving more and more. And so there is no lack. There's no
Mm-hmm.
lack. Hard lesson for me to learn
Yeah.
because I didn't trust the process. It's like I can't see it. So um, I'm not trusting this, right?
Yeah.
But this is where faith comes in. You look at those birds out there, the birds that you see every day that you probably don't pay any attention to. I went to the park one day and I was just in awe and amazed. This bird was just, I think they call it, it's like catching the waves. That's not what they call it, but it's gliding where it fly up and then it
Mm-hmm.
just kind of float.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there and I watched that bird because I thought that really is the way life should be. You do have to work, but then you also have to just float and
Yeah.
stay in that space. Stay in
Just sit alone. And just sit alone.
that.
Come along. I know
Yeah.
fantastic for you. That's good. I think I have that on vinyl, as a matter of fact. But that is what it's like. You know, it's a roller coaster. It doesn't matter if you like roller coaster or not. We all know what that analogy means. It is a roller coaster. People who ride roller coasters and they know what that feeling is like. They know that that is associated with fear, but they also know that they're going to come down and they're
Yeah.
going to get off and they're going to be okay. And when we can be in that space and know, yeah, it's my stomach probably gonna drop out again, but I'm gonna hold my hands up and scream like hell because I know I'm coming down. I know I'm coming down.
Roller coaster. My life is enough of
Oh,
a roller coaster.
I
I don't
ride
need to
roller
go
coasters. I ride roller coasters. That's what I'm saying. I don't ride roller coasters, but that analogy, I know what that means.
Yeah.
Because Anyone can tell you to know me. You going to the fair? Yeah, do they have the sausages though?
I want to know if you got the cotton candy.
You can have the cotton candy. I'm not going out there to get no cavity either. I just want the sausage and peppers with all the onions and all the stuff with mustard. I ain't getting on no rides. Oh, and I'm gonna play the games. I love fair games. I go out there to just waste my money. I'm gonna play the basketball thing. I ain't riding no ride.
Not my thing.
The road was the zipper with my nephew, and he screamed and yelled Bloody Mary the whole time, and I was laughing hysterically. I couldn't even breathe. So that one was a great. I'm like, I'm gonna end it on this good note right here. I don't think I've ever been on a ride since. It was great. It was great. Oh my goodness, abundance. I'm in a season of abundance. I'm in a season of pivoting abundance.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like every day I wake up and I have this wheel of abundance, and there's so many different categories, and I spin the wheel, but I walk away. I don't need to see what it lands on. I like being surprised when it comes. Mm-hmm. I know something's gonna happen in the area of abundance for me every day. Every day. You remember I told you I started picking up those pennies?
Yeah.
Girl,
yeah.
picking up dimes every day. I swear. I got one right here. Like I'm picking up dimes. It is so. It's like really what you think you're gonna do with how many you plan on finding. I don't plan on finding any of them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't plan on finding the ones I had.
Yeah. I always think about pennies and nickels and dimes when I see them. It's like, if you don't pick this up, it's like, for me, that is God is being abundant, right? Even though it's just a minute amount, it's like, remember, you're the Bible scholar, but remember the story in the Bible where it talks about the person that had the 1/10 and the different and the one that held on to what he had, and so it didn't grow, but the others, right? And so when I see the pennies, I think, yeah, this is God smiling on me, so I'm going to pick this up. I've got a whole big jar of pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. I've got some silver dollars that I have had for years, and all my change. I don't have cash money much anymore, but when I do, I like to take the change and I just dump it over in there. It's like I can't let my son know I did that. I do that because my money will start just. Yeah. But
next thing you know, it's all pennies.
Exactly. You pick through and get all the silver stuff out. Because I even have some dollars and some $5 and 10 and 20s, because I can throw it all in there, right? Because it's like, I don't know why, but I just throw it in there for a rainy day, quote unquote.
Day. You know, or a sunny one.
Yeah.
You gotta be sunny that day you need it. You never know. Wait, so what are y'all thinking about abundance? She out there giggling at you, Dr. Sue. They slid on in here too, yeah. Uncle Michelle.
What y'all talking about?
I don't know if he's still on here, but I want to shout out a young man. His name is Dwayne Akon II. I worked with him at H&M stores here in Memphis, and he is an entrepreneur. He is getting ready to go up for promotion. He is doing big things. I want y'all to check out his brand. Dwayne, if you're on here, I want you to put the link in the comments. He has his own clothing line, and it's iconic. Like his last name is Akonic, I believe. If I'm mistaken, I'll correct it. But he is an amazing guy. I just want to shout him out for just being an amazing human being. I love you, brother. I love you, brother. So, that was for the one.
So who else do we have on with us?
Who else we got in the room? We had Jennifer in here. We had Nicole on here. That's Lewinsky. And Emiel was in the room earlier. I don't know if she's still in here, but
Hello.
Oh, David, is you? Too, shout out to David. David is a recorded artist, baby, and he is good too. He can sing and he can rap. Emmy L, yep, Emmy L in the building. She said, I'm here, I'm here.
Yeah, hey.
Oh goodness. She said she on the way home. Listen, she is going to be a guest speaker briefly. You know, it ain't gonna be that long out, but I wanted to reach out to her because I'm like, I need you in the room tomorrow. When I'm doing the chakra call tomorrow morning, I'll put the link below as well. I apologize for the echo, y'all, but I do still hear it. But she is going to come and speak about what she does, who she is, how she can support you on this journey. Hopefully, you are embarking on this journey, and she has a lot of credentials and a lot of season under her belt. That's a so she owns her own food truck, and it's a vegan food truck.
Wow.
Yeah,
You go, girl.
she said she is excited. So she is going to be the guest speaker tomorrow morning. So y'all ain't gonna want to miss this now. I don't put her, and this was like a spur of the moment, like, cause you know I've known her for years, 2 years I think it is as being now, and I was like, you know, we communicate on Facebook all the time. We usually laughing at something because she be posting the funniest shit. I got if she to laugh, I just go to her page and my friend Siobhan's page or Unique Rose's page. Them three, hands down, always laugh. But I was just thinking, I'm like, oh my God, I need her in the room. And I messaged her and she was yelling on the spot. She was like, I'll be there. And see, that's what you need. That's the kind of tribe you need. People who know they stuff so much, I ain't got to get nothing ready. I'm just gonna come spend my heart out on the people. So that's what's about to happen tomorrow.
A vegan food truck. That is all of that.
Yeah,
And
I'm a full food plant-based chef.
wonderful,
Yes,
wonderful, wonderful.
yeah, so she gonna come tomorrow, and that's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. I'm excited. I think it's a mosquito in here. But it should have just been here. Okay, so moving on. Let's see who else we got in here. I think that was it. I think I called out everybody. I think. If I didn't, charge it to my eyes, not my heart, because it's the ring light for me. It's the ring light for me. So what else you got on your head there? You know what else coming up for you, Dr. Sue? You said something about people money.
Say it again.
I said, you talking about spending other people's money as we talking about abundance. How you feeling about it? How you feeling?
Well, okay, so y'all know I moved. I know I repeated that. I'm just saying. I need to set the context again.
You said to sleep. I'm ready. What was the temperature?
So for the last week or so, I have been looking at major appliances. Now, I have looked at these major appliances multiple times. I've gone to Lowe's and I've gone to Home Depot and I've looked at them online, Lowe's and Home Depot. Now the prices, they ain't changed. And here's the thing. And yeah, I know they got the Labor Day sales coming up, but guess what, girl?
What girl?
The salesperson, Haley, I'm calling Haley out. Haley told me, wait for the holiday.
You didn't tell this lady's name on
Y'all don't know Haley. I'm just saying. And Haley, don't listen to this show.
Haley, she said.
Anyway, she told me, well, wait for the Labor Day sale because we always have good sales. So I did. So how about I check the prices today? And the same refrigerator, stove, washer, dryer, they're $20 to $40 more than they were last week.
Then they're gonna put them on sale.
They're gonna put them on sale for more.
They gonna price them up, so when they put them on sale, they back to the other price. Girl, I'm telling you, I work in retail. I know how they be doing.
Here's the thing. It's not like I don't have the money. But I keep holding on to my money. I don't know why. When I was spending my brother's money, it was fun. But
Yeah.
now he says, my sister, uh, the bank is
The
closed.
wells run dry.
This is on you. And I go, okay. And every day I get up and I say, I'm going to Lowe's today. I'm going to get my appliances. And at the end of the day, I still don't have appliances. Because I don't want to spend my money.
Wow.
I know there's something deep, and this is on the real. There's something deep going on here. And I have to sit with that to figure out what it is, because it is not that I don't have the money. It's not that if I wanted to use credit cards, it's not that I don't have the credit cards. It's not that I don't have the credit score, because I'm good in all of those places.
We know you good.
Mhm.
I said, oh, well, I know you good. I know that. Yeah, girl. I bet.
I just don't want to spend my money. I don't know what I think I'm going to do. It's not like they're going to give me a refrigerator.
And
they're not, they're not giving me a refrigerator.
then,
I got to get all that stuff. Ooh, I don't want to spend my money, y'all. Anybody like, it's so easy to spend somebody else's money. I get joy out of it. My heart goes. But then,
don't give it no more energy, lady. Don't give it no more energy.
I know, but I'm just saying, when it's time to
just because it's true, don't mean you have to profess it to the world. But
I take it back. We're gonna roll it right on back. I didn't say any of that.
But what you want, you profess to the world. You're gonna get them appliances, they're gonna be so sexy because we already know why don't you tell them the story about what the lady asked you at the store and what you told her you wanted in your appliances? How about you tell that
story? Well, this lady, we have a relationship now.
It ain't.
We're on a first name basis. She walked all around the appliance section with me, and we looked at all of these appliances on day one. And I went back a week later, and we walked all around, and I looked at. And so she asked me, "What did I want? Do you want the refrigerator that opens with double doors, or do you want the freezer at the top or the bottom?" I said, "I just want pretty." I don't do that cook thing. My son will probably use the appliances certainly more than I will, but yeah, I want pretty. I want it to be quality. I want it expensive for the cheap. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want.
That's what you go get. Go get it. You can do. You go get it. Go get that and feel what that feels like to go get what you want. And that, my friend, is how you manifest. Is you stay in the space of what you want.
That's what you do. I'm going to get those pretty appliances tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
You can hold me to it. I'm going to.
That's like you won 10,000 on Plico.
Because I need to have something in my kitchen. I got rid of the old one, so it's like there is nothing. I am not that bad. Not that bad. I want a refrigerator. I want the double doors, or at least the one with the freezer at the bottom.
Refrigerators.
Yeah. Now you wrong.
Go back up there and stop playing with your own emotions.
You are so wrong. You're wrong. I'm just saying. Yeah, you're right.
No,
You're
man, that
really
was a
right.
good one.
I I will stop playing with my emotions.
Yeah,
Will go and get what I want.
yeah.
I will.
And you know what? And I am going to clear space for what you want.
And I'm gonna go early because the ceiling man is coming to do the ceiling tomorrow. Things are coming along well at the quote unquote at the Ponderosa.
At
They're
the
coming along.
Ponderosa, is that what you call it?
And I'm gonna go and buy those appliances
Hmm.
because I like pretty. I do.
I like pretty. Yeah, pretty. And, you know, and that's what you want. Because I like when you described it to me. It's like when I come home and I walk into my home, I want to just see pretty reflected
Pretty.
to me everything that I see. And
Yeah.
that's a decision that you make. That's
Yep.
not just something that you just think about night. It's a decision that you make. That's our only responsibility. Be a good steward of the decisions that you make. We decide what we say. We decide how we feel. We decide what we go buy, what we don't buy. And if she didn't buy it, if there was a loving and feel good reason for not buying it, go with that. But if it's like, I don't want, that is that feeling. If even though it's true, if you're not feeling the way you want to feel, spend your time talking about something in the same area that lifts you. That's how you do that.
Yeah, honestly, I think that the only reason that I didn't make the purchase yet is because I there was some work that needed to be done in the
Oh
space
yeah,
where we
for
pull
sure.
the refrigerator out and the stove out. And then I I measured, but I measured the space a couple times, but each
You
time I
sure
measured it, I got
it's
different
different?
numbers. So it's like, yeah, the one thing I don't want to do is go and purchase these things and they don't fit.
Okay. Or there's too much room. That's also not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That might be worse than don't fit.
yeah.
Yeah. Because you can't put none back.
But
So
tomorrow
yeah.
I'm gonna measure one more time.
One more again. Get
Yeah,
the
yeah,
sum thereof.
one more
I'm
time. And actually
excited for you. I can't wait. You send me pictures because I'm gonna post the pictures right here.
wash and dry your stove refrigerator. That's what I have to get tomorrow.
We are posting right here in this comment thread.
So my brother has been supporting me through this, and I asked him, should I get the washer and dryer? Should I get the appliances? He goes, you could have been gotten them. What do you
He said, "What you waiting for? What you waiting for, sis? You don't know. No, tomorrow.
holding on to my money? I don't want to hear Carrie. I'm just saying. I
She knows I'm gonna go in again, but I'm gonna hold off until we get off the air.
Y'all, on the serious note, when we do mindset work, we often find that we dig deep and we hit what we think is rock bottom. We have some awarenesses, we have some realizations, some insights. We get in alignment, we move on and live life. We do the lifing thing. And the residue of that issue or that problem or that challenge that we had, the residue then begins to rise to the surface. And it doesn't all come up at one time. And so when I'm talking about mindset, I need you to know I've done a lot of mindset work. I've done a lot of work on my money mindset as well as all of that circle of life. I've worked in all of those areas. But what I am always in awe of, and I've finally come to accept, is that in each of those areas, despite how much work I may have done or you may have done, the next level, you will still have work to do. And so it's like you go through a process, you have some you awarenesses and some transformation. You kind of exist in that space for a while, long enough to get happy, and then things start to get a little, you begin to have some anxiety or something that is unsettling, which is a way of letting you know, okay, it's time to do some more work. And so this thing, honestly, I was very surprised that I have gone to the store 3 times and have not bought anything. And so I really did have to look at what is going on with you, because there have been times that I have gone to the store and I couldn't buy anything because I didn't have the money. And there have been times that I've gone to the store or I haven't even gone to the store because I was in such a space, right? Without the money, without all of the everything that comes with being quote unquote okay. And so at this point, I'm looking at myself and I really am asking, and I'm laughing, but I'm serious, that this is a space for me. This whole thing is saying to me, here's an area that you need to look at again. Look at from a new, different perspective, with new eyes, not with your physical eyes, but with your spiritual eyes, and get an understanding of what is it that, what is source trying to tell you at this point, because we're moving into a new stage of evolution, a new stage of transformation. What is the learning that you are to receive from this experience? So I didn't want to just laugh and have make it funny. There's some there's a real message here. And I would encourage you that if you find yourself, you've worked through some things, but I always think of life as being like a slinky, right? It goes round and round, but every time it goes to the next level, it is like the next level, but it's touching on the points that you passed through before, but now it's touching on them at a different level. And you go through this round, you deal with that, you go through the next round, you deal with that. You're always dealing with some aspect of the same issue, but it is a different aspect than you have dealt with before. Or if it's the same aspect, you're looking at it from a different level, a different perspective. And so the learning keeps happening over and over and over. And again, tapping into this thing about happiness, when you really shift out of that space of looking for the giddy happiness into having peace, and that the inner peace and the inner joy, and being in alignment, you shift into that when you understand that the nature of life is always like the slinky. It's like the slinky, and at every level, you will be building on your experiences of the past, but reaching new heights in terms of your awareness and your life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I am just, it's those experiences that when you go from one level to the next level. No one is, let me see if I can turn. Oh man, maybe it's the service is the problem. Right? Did you see that just blinking now?
Not on my end.
Okay. So yeah, I think it may be my service is what I'm hearing. But I was saying, like, when you're going from these one level to the next level, and I'm going to get to Michelle's comment as well. Um, but you start talking about that learning piece, and eventually that learning changes. It kind of, because when you're in a certain position or when you're in a certain stage, and depending on what it's touching, it feels like lessons and tests and these things, but then it becomes like more awareness, and then it becomes wisdom, then it becomes just a knowing, and it's like it takes the pressure off of what the result is going to be in this situation. It's just that you become not just the experiencer, but the observer.
Yeah.
You can sit in that seat of self and watch life unfold without any expectations. And if it hurts, it hurts.
Yeah.
And if it feels good, it feels good. But at the end of the day, the tears are the same because it's a reverence of just being able to be the spirit and the observer of any and all
Yeah.
things. We're so blessed. We're so blessed. Yeah.
I used to say that I have these experiences where I am outside. Initially, I was outside of myself, looking in at myself. And
Mm,
then it changed, it elevated so that I was outside of myself, looking at myself, looking at myself.
mm,
And that's in that moment when that happens, it's an amazing space to be in, and you have different realizations about and different I don't even know how to explain it, but it is with a sense of peace that I can see myself reacting or acting in a certain way as I am looking at myself.
mm. That's intense in itself. What more?
That's when you know that life is happening and your human self is the actor, but your spiritual self is the observer.
Mm, mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. And it becomes like, well, like we are extensions of God.
Oh yeah.
However, we are purely still God. I can't render something that's not me. So when you can really sit and start to embody that and know that no matter what, nothing is separate. Yeah, I can touch this paper, yeah, whatever, but we're still compacted in the same atmosphere, held here by gravity. We are the same organism, whether we want to admit it or not. We are landlocked to the same
Yeah.
that's locked in orbit with the same thing, that's in a galaxy of the same thing.
Yeah.
You are it. And your power lies in the pure decision making that you make. And the decision making that you make is dictated by how many things you decide to keep inside of you so that every decision you make is filtered from that.
Mm.
So the decision would be wise to make is to go within. When you do
Oh,
feel yourself retreating, go with it. It's time
yeah.
to learn something about yourself. It's not you going in, it's so that you can go to peel back another layer of yourself.
Yeah.
The lotus, it keeps continuously opening as you do. It's dark in the middle, but it's just the opening. It's the
Yeah.
opening. Go there. Go there. It will serve you. Ooh, Ashe. Abundant. You are abundant. You are ever opening.
Yeah.
That is abundance. As we talk about those spirals, as we talk about that learning and the elevating, that's abundance. It never ends.
And after a
Abundance
while, you reach a point, or I have reached a point where it's fun.
is fun.
It's
Like
fun.
the crazy stuff.
It's fun to see, to be curious,
Mm-hmm.
um, not to be fearful or to have trepidation, but to be curious of what's that about? Hmm. I wonder where that came from. Hmm. I wonder what it would be like if I chose to do something else.
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle says, we brought 3 bags of chips. They went quick. Next time we get 6. We're going to go feel bad about the 3 that went so quickly. We feel bad about the fact that we ate them so quickly, that we spent so much, that they're not healthy. Just get the chips instead of the heart. It ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't got nothing. You right. You right, Uncle Michelle. It
I
ain't got
agree.
nothing to do with the chips. You need to settle your heart.
I
There's a
agree.
battle going on, and it's just like we so what happens within happens without. If you tend to find yourself, I don't care if it's battling with the decision to make potato chips, eat them or not eat them, whether it's to go to the gym, not go to the gym, whether it's to your job, not quit your job, whether it's to break up, not break up, or to commit or not commit. If it's to whatever, cut your hair, not cut your hair. A lot of us battle with that even. Because we think of it as a crown, but then it's thinning and we just don't know what to do with it because it's such awkward. These are things that are part of us. All of the decisions of the decisions, all of them, every single one of them. That's true spirituality. When you can know that every decision you make that being dispersed. Where do I want to send it? Every decision, you're sending out some power. You're sending out some energy. You're transmuting. You're translating. You're communicating with source. Everything, every decision is like a tiny little letter that you're throwing out there and sending. Now, and you're saying all these little decisions. Now, take all my decisions and you throw them to the wind, and it creates things out of those decisions. That's manifestation. But we carelessly decide things. Yeah, okay, it's fine, whatever. I mean, that whatever you want to do. I mean, just little things. If we could just start with the little things. When someone asks you a question tomorrow, before you answer it, say to yourself, I'm about to transmute some energy. And I'm about to create a powerful ripple that will go out before and will show up later.
That's powerful right there. That is
Because that's what you do every time. Woo, every time you make a decision. Every single time.
And I'll take it deeper than that. Not only when you're saying it, you've made a decision, but the very thought of it is energy. And once you think it, that is, you're sending energetically, you're sending out that vibe, and that is causing the ripple. So you could keep your mouth shut. As long as you are thinking it here, you're still creating the very thing that you are thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like you can decide that too. Every decision, even the thoughts. It's like we all get in those modes, but it's a big piece of selenite right here. But I'm gonna just to prove a point. A lot of us feel like we are stuck in life, and that's a lot of times when we are making decisions. It goes one this way, one this way, one this way, one this way. I this, but this. I this, but this. I'ma go, but I can't. I'm healed, but it hurts. That's when you feel stuck. But some of us will something happen and we start complaining about it. And then we get our friends to talk about it. And then we post about it on Facebook. And then we write a whole I ain't bragging on nobody now, but then we write about it. And then we're like, why can't I breathe? Because either you're under or something's weighed on top of you. One of the two. You're under something or something's on top of you. But then you say, well, I don't know why one affirmation will work. I'm just going to do it for a week. Well, let me go to this group. Well, let me just at least start meditating. And then, sometimes we say, man, I did that again. Meditate again. Just meditate again. You're like, oh, I did this. Meditate for a week. Meditate for a week. Oh, I called him a name. I know, but write it out, burn it, and release it. Oh, I shouldn't have ate. Well, eat better next week for a whole week. And then I'm just going to stay here. I'm just going to meditate. I'm just going to practice meditation. I'm going to go to a class. I'm going to talk to these people. And before you know it, you feel like you're flying. You're floating. and nothing can ever stop you. But it doesn't matter that you make bad decisions. It doesn't matter that you slip up. It's a matter that you tip the scales by what you do on a more regular basis and where you put your focus. Tip the scale. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. It's a matter of where you landing every time, where you aiming every time. It's the decisions that you make. Every single decision. Every decision. They all matter. Not sure who said that, but thank you. It felt good. It wasn't my analogy. It was the Selenites analogy. It came to me. That every decision. I am whole and complete, like to say on Clubhouse. Dr. Sue, you can close us out this night. I feel great.
I think the thing I would emphasize is that there really are no small decisions. They're all equal, right, in terms of the impact. When we think of things metaphysically, we know that everything is energy, every thought, even as we are preparing to think about thinking about thoughts,
Yeah.
all of that's energy. And as we are thinking about those thoughts of what many times we create these stories in our mind and we have a whole dialogue. This is going to happen. I'm going to say this. I'm going to do that. They're going to do this. And we have that whole story that runs in our mind that is not only is it projecting energy outward, it is creating a whole, how do you, what the word I had heard in my mind is, it's creating a whole habitat internally.
An ecosystem.
Yeah. And it is, depending on the stories that you tell yourself,
Yeah.
either negative or positive. So many of the illnesses that we have, we create them in our minds. And I'm not saying that they're not real, but what we know energetically is that, well, metaphysically, is that when you become ill, even before the doctors can tell you with their test, if they could test your energy field, they would see that they would see the illness, they would see the disease, a
Yeah.
dis-ease in your energy field long before they are able to pick it up in those medical tests. And so when we talk about what are you thinking and the little thoughts have big, let me roll that back. Little thoughts have huge consequences. And I would be the first one to tell you, based on my own experiences, you can think yourself sick and you can think yourself well. Because I ended up in the hospital thinking myself sick. But I also decided very intentionally, I'm not doing that. That's not who I am. And I thought myself well. So I'm not telling you not to go to a doctor. I am not that kind of doctor. But I am saying so much of the dis-ease or the dysfunction that we experience comes from what we think. And so the cure is to become aware of what you're thinking and change your thoughts.
Yes, indeed. Oh man, this has been great. What's up, Brandy Johnson, the disconnector? Y'all check her out, the Brandy Johnson on Facebook. I don't think she changed it, but it's the disconnector. She slid through here. I'm glad to see your energy in the room, Brandy. It's been a hot minute. We're gonna have to check in. She got the cutest dog, y'all. Yeah, her dog got his own Instagram.
I ain't mad at him.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we about to sign off here. You just missed it, Brandy. But go back and watch the replay. We were talking about some good stuff tonight. We're talking about abundance and what that looks like, and why do we have to make it look a certain way. Abundance comes in many ways, and we have encouraged everybody. It's our intention to have encouraged everybody to look and see if there's any deficit that you are finding yourself in any area of your life, and massage that spot until it doesn't hurt. Massage it, play with it, manipulate it, loosen it up, feel the energy. Where is it coming from? And once you can start to remember things that is attached to memories, situations, people, jobs, habits, things that's attached to, that's that massaging of that tight muscle, right? And then we got to get it out. Then we got to kind of work it back, Then you got to kind of work it back. Then you got to write your forgiveness letters, or go punch your bag, or go for a jog, take a swim, meditate. And then you start to get that muscle back intact. And then you can allow for abundance to start to show up everywhere. Yeah? Didn't that feel good?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Brandon said, Michelle said, Brandon. She said, hey, Uncle Michelle. I can hear her. Hey, Uncle Michelle. All right, everybody. We love you so much. Thank y'all for hanging out with us tonight. You know how we do it. Whatever comes up,
comes out.
So that's how we do it. Thank you for joining for the late night happy hour with Carrie, Irene, and Dr. Seuss. We're going to leave with this because I think next week we're going to touch back on this again. But I want to again remind everybody I am launching the 7-week chakra reset tomorrow morning. If you can come, it is 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central, 7 a.m. Pacific. And we're going to be talking about some good stuff. And I'm going to be sharing a lot of good stuff. There is no replay. So come if you want the good stuff. Okay. Bye.
Bye, y'all. As I was thinking about what we are doing, it really is an opportunity for people to connect with their beingness. We are not conscious of the compartmentalization. We just say, this is who I am, right? Who you are is different depending on the environment that you find yourself in or the people that you find yourself connected with. So I hold myself out as an example. At 71 years old, it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey to self-acceptance. And I think it may be that way for many of us, that we look at the pieces of ourselves and decide, I can show that. No, I can't show that. Is there a danger? How deep is the danger if I show you all of me? Oh, I can show these people this part of me, and these people this part of me, and these people this part of me. And then the question is, how long before you get tired of just compartmentalizing your beingness?